How about that? Can we give a round of applause to our very own Hannah who made that video? She made all of our videos for that weekend.
Pretty good.
What a great time. Yeah, I love that.
Quick raise of hands. Who here actually went to the winter retreat?
Ooh,
That was a good number of you guys. Yeah,
I'm glad. Now, when it comes to winter retreat, we think about like transport yourself back to the time before retreat when you knew you were going, you were super excited, counting down the days. I know I was just waiting for that moment when you can wake up on Saturday to be like, retreat day, and just get on that bus and get there and then have the time of your life. We talk about the hype. We hype it up. We talk to our friends about where we're going to be that weekend. We get there. We have the time of our lives. We talk about God and what he's doing through our lives. We talk to our friends. We do all this stuff, and then what happens after retreat? You know, it's sad. And so, but it's not meant to be sad. You're supposed to, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. And the stuff that happened there isn't supposed to stay at retreat. You see, we're supposed to come back and talk about it and take in stuff there and put it back out when we get here and kind of revel in it for a little bit, you know? Like, it's hard to kind of remember what happened this retreat in like December unless you're like talking about it throughout the year. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about what we were feeling. We have a couple of visioning team members here with us to kind of talk about from a student perspective about like what they learned and how they felt. But before we get right into that, we're going to go over some scripture real quick, just kind of like lay out the vibe for the night. It comes from John 1:45 through 46, and it said, Philip found Nathanael and told him, "We have found the one Moses wrote about in the law, and about whom the prophets also wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." "Nazareth, can anything good come from there?" Nathanael asked. "Come and see," said Philip. And so we have called upon our leadership team to be the, was it Philip who said it? Mm-hmm. To be the Philip and kind of talk to you guys about it. So.
Yeah, to come and see.
Yeah.
So how are you guys doing tonight? Do you want to go around and do names and grades so they can know you a little bit better?
Hi, I'm Ellery, and I am in 10th grade.
I'm Jack, and I'm in 9th.
I'm Hannah, and I'm in 11th.
And I'm Bailey, and I'm in 5th grade.
Only 5th grade.
Only 5th grade.
Awesome. So we're going to ask them a couple of questions here. So we'll start with a light one. So the first question is, how many times has each of you been on winter retreat?
I have been on it 5 times.
Okay.
Oh, veteran over there.
Mm-hmm.
Been on it 2 times.
3 times.
Bailey, how many times have you been on?
4 times.
4 times? I think I have been on it 5 times, Ellery.
Oh, wait, yeah, you're 5. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I went 4 times.
Yeah, so for those of us that weren't able to be there last weekend, could you guys recap our theme for the weekend, and what was the theme and what did you learn from it?
Well, the theme was in the making, and the sermon that kind of spoke to me the most is we were talking about the story of David and Goliath, and the part of that story that spoke to me the most is when, because David was a shepherd, and he used some of his stuff he had learned from being a shepherd to go out and defeat Goliath. So that kind of spoke to me as us using what we know and our talents and bringing them out in daily life to do even better things.
Yeah.
Like she said, in the making, and God has a plan for all of you, and even though we haven't gotten to that end goal yet, it's happening right now. We're waiting for it to happen, and that's just the beauty of it.
Yeah.
To go off what Ellery said, how David was a shepherd, I learned that the seasons of waiting are actually really important because David's season of shepherding and waiting actually eventually led him to defeat Goliath. So I learned that the seasons of waiting are more important than we think they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I really loved that you guys all had different perspectives on what in the making was for you personally too, and what you guys personally got out of it. So what made this winter retreat different from any others? What set this year apart from past retreats?
For me, it was just being our church. Usually there's 3 or 4 churches, and this year was just our church, so I really got to develop more relationships with people and strengthen the relationships that I did have. So that was really special for me.
Yeah.
This year, more of my small group went this year than last year, so it was like us getting closer together than opposed to not having everybody there. We can't really get close to them.
Yeah.
If they're not there with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because last retreat is when me and my friends actually started to really become close. And so this retreat, it was really cool for us to become like even closer. And it was really nice for us to just have a nice weekend together.
Yeah, yeah.
Something that I kind of realized, like the last time that it was just our church was actually the first winter retreat that I didn't go to. I've only been with, on retreats that it was other people there. So this was my first time as well, it just being us. And not being a student in that situation was a little different, but, we were made for community, and I feel like this retreat really helped us. It reminded us how good we have it here and how good our people are and how we could become with the people who we see, how we could come closer with the people who we see every Sunday. Because that's how I felt like it was like another youth group at the beginning of the week, but by the end of the weekend, it was totally different than that. It wasn't just youth group. It was like a family bonding experience, like family dinner type thing, walking all that way to get to dinner and lunch and all that stuff. I felt like it was something we needed.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I know that what set this one apart obviously was because I'm on staff this year, and I have been to all of them in years past as a college leader, as a student, but I think my favorite part about this year was getting to know some of you guys, because the middle schoolers are kind of the people that I know the least, because I've known some of the high schoolers because I was in high school with them at one point. But I was really excited to be able to learn your guys' names and get to share in some experiences that you guys had this weekend. So where did you guys see or experience God at Winter Retreat, and why?
I definitely saw it again through my friends. There was this talk. It was the last night, and it hit us all pretty hard. And so we were all there for each other, and we all got to talk it out and that sort of thing. So just seeing God through my friends, and also seeing God through leading a small group for the first time, I got to, like you said, Megan, like meet a bunch more of the middle schoolers.
Yeah.
And seeing God through them and just how great they are.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, it was like every little prayer, every quiet time that we did, and leading a small group, like 6th grade, I got to lead them. It was kind of funny to see their perspective on life, because you don't really think that they know anything, but they actually know a lot.
Yeah.
Something that was really, really special for me was after prayer stations, I had a student come up to me, and I got to pray for them, and that was something I'm going to cherish for a really long time. That's probably my favorite memory I've had at Anona, which is saying a lot because I've been here a long time, but that was really special for me.
Yeah, I definitely saw God through you guys this weekend and the whole visioning team, and just the way that you were able to lead all of the students and being able to help them have experiences with God and sharing their experience with God. That was really cool. So what was one big thing God did in your life last weekend?
A big thing he did for me was reaffirm that it's okay to struggle in a season of waiting, and that I'm recently been really struggling with that because I'm about to graduate and go to college, and I'm becoming an adult, and I'm just growing as a person, and I've been really struggling with that because I want to rush and I want to get to that next life step. But he really affirmed to me that the seasons of waiting are so important because you're growing and you're learning to be able to answer his calling. So that's something he really spoke to me this weekend.
Yeah.
I say leading a small group, that was probably one of my favorite parts of any retreat I've been on, is that I got to see what other people thought of it, and I got to help them learn about their faith.
Yeah.
Again, like with my friends, just us all being there for each other, and there were some people who had started to drift off, and just bringing us back all together. Like every night this week, we have FaceTimed for about 2 hours.
Oh
and
my
like,
gosh.
Awesome.
We have a Snapchat group chat, and like it's blowing up all day long of us just talking to each other.
That's literally the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Okay, so we have one more question. What are some ways that we can take what we learned at Winter Retreat and continue to live it out in our daily lives?
I know there was sort of a after retreat sort of quiet time thing, and it's on the Bible app, and you can use it, and you can become like friends with your friends on the Bible app, and you can all do this devotional together, and it's kind of bringing what we've learned in Winter Retreat back here, and we can just do it every day.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Coming to youth group, we are going to talk about the theme, more about it, and then we got to add more themes on top about it, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
I would say confirmation. If you're in 7th or 8th grade, you can still register. It starts next Sunday. That's definitely a way for you to grow in your faith and learn more about the church.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, thank you guys. Would you guys give a round of applause for our visiting team members up here? Thank you for being brave enough and willing to share your experience as you guys had at the Winter Retreat and with God this weekend. So as you guys are going to be heading into small group in just a second, you are going to be invited to actually talk and discuss about some of the things that we asked these visiting team members here. You're able to talk about your experiences with God, and if you were on the Winter Retreat, then you could talk about what that weekend looked for you and how you could take it out into your life now. Or if you weren't at the Winter Retreat, that's great too, because you can talk about how God is moving in your life through in these past couple of weeks and how you can take that into your everyday life. Will you guys pray for me, and then we could head to small groups, or pray with me?
I will pray for you, though.
Thank you. I'm going to need it. Okay, everybody bow your heads. God, I just thank you for this time and being able to share in your experiences, to be able to talk and worship you. God, I thank you for these visiting team members and their willingness to be able to share their experiences with you and their relationships with you. I ask that as these students go into their small groups, they'll be brave and willing to be able to share their relationship with you and how that's working in their lives, how you're working in their lives. I ask that you give them good conversation. In your name I pray. Amen. Okay, guys, head to small groups.